Have you ever wondered why Maryland looks like that? I mean, it's almost cut in half in two separate places. This has got to be the craziest shape of any US state. That weird shape, though, means that Maryland has a super diverse geography for its size, giving it the nickname America in miniature. So here's that geography explained in less than 3 minutes. Are you ready? Here we go. Maryland is a state in the mid Atlantic that was once considered part of the South, but nowadays has a much stronger connection to the Northeast. It's the ninth smallest state, about the size of Belgium, and the 18th most populous with 6 million people, making it the fifth most densely populated state. Despite its small size, Maryland has wild coastline, rural farmland, dense cities, and forested mountains. But why does it look so weird? Well, because way back in the 1600s, the Calvert family who first settled Maryland couldn't agree with the Penn family's colonies in Pennsylvania and Delaware about where their northern border should be. Maryland thought that it should be significantly farther to the north to give them access to mountain passes further west. If they had gotten their way, this is what Maryland might have looked like. This border dispute got so intense that in the 1730s, both colonies deployed their militaries. It wouldn't be until 1767 that the dispute was addressed by the drawing of the Mason-Dixon line, which would eventually, famously, become the border between free and slave states. Maryland's single greatest geographic feature is the country's best natural harbor, Chesapeake Bay, an enormous estuary that drains rivers from 6 states and is a crucial aquatic ecosystem. The bay shore is a swampy, low-lying tangle of islands and peninsulas that gives the state the 10th longest coastline in the US, and one of the best natural harbors in Baltimore. The Potomac River flows along the state's southern border into the bay, along which the national capital, Washington, D.C., was built. The area along the western shore of the bay, stretching between DC and Baltimore, is by far the most populous part of the state, home to about 80% of Marylanders, including the state capital, Annapolis. This area sits largely on the Piedmont Plateau, an elevated region that lowers abruptly at the fall line, creating waterfalls that both impede navigation and turn water wheels. This is a huge reason why Baltimore, as both a port city and a mill city, had such a huge geographic advantage in the early history of the United States. East of the bay is the flat, sandy, and agricultural Delmarva Peninsula, home to only about 200,000 people. Here you'll find the resort town of Ocean City, as well as Assateague Island National Seashore, home to feral beach horses. And heading back west, western Maryland is much more similar to West Virginia than the rest of the state, with long forested mountain ranges cutting through this narrow region, which at its smallest is only 2 miles across. Historically, the largest industry here was mining, especially for coal, and this region can feel light years away from the white-collar prosperity of central MD. It's here that you'll find the state's highest point, Hoy Crest, at 3,360 feet. Economically, Maryland is one of the most prosperous states with a median income of over $100,000 a year. Cool places include the National Aquarium, Fort McHenry, Antietam National Battlefield, and the U.S. Naval Academy. For being such a small state, Maryland manages to pack a lot in, but I think we should still be worried about their territorial ambitions. Marylanders, let me know how I did in the comments down below, and everybody else let me know where you think we should go next. Thanks so much for watching. Follow for more.